topic is the fast emerging category in B2B gifting. Next panel discussion will discuss university merchandise and souvenirs, a new frontier in B2B gifting. To start this interesting discussion, let's welcome Mr. Amit Modak, Marketing Manager, NMIMS University, and moderator of this session. Mr. Modak, please come to the dais. Now, Mr. Amit is a marketing professional with 14 plus years of experience in the education sector. He leads end-to-end marketing in NMIMS, driving digital, brand, and admissions growth across campuses. He is known for delivering record results and global partnerships. Over to you, Mr. Amit.
Without taking much of your time, I'd like to welcome the panelists for today's session. So the first panelist is Mr. Aman Jain, and from the 10th House, Bangalore. Welcome you, Mr. Aman Jain. Now the second panelist is Mr. Kunal Shah, Director and Sales of Co-founder of Future Merchandise LLP, True Global Brands LLP. Welcome, Mr. Kunal Shah. And third panelist, Mr. Kapil Bhatia, Director, UNIREC. We welcome Mr. Kapil. And by the fourth panelist, Mr. Last but not least, Yashovardhan Gupta, Managing Director and CEO of Torero Corporation Private Limited. Welcome, Mr. Yashovardhan ji. Thank you. Okay. So without taking much time, we would like to start the panel discussion. Okay. So I had a few set of questions. So let's hear from the experts what they have to say about the particular, topic. Now, but today's topic for the panel discussion is university merchandise, a souvenir, a new frontier for B2B gifting. So I can say just, 10, 15 years back, what it was for the university merchandise. I'm in this education industry from last 16 years. So if you say 14 years back, it was only a notepad and a pen. That used to be a university merchandise. But right now, there's a lot of array of corporate gifts which is coming up, and it's really, good to see that even the tech, gadgets, desktops, and the other things are also coming in the corporate gifting. So I'll just start with the first question with Mr. Aman Jain. So Mr. Aman, the first question is, has the demand for the university merchandise has changed the post-pandemic, and how?
Well, I think you've started, the question on the right note. Definitely, it's a no-brainer that what gifting and university merchandise used to be, pre-pandemic has totally changed today. Today it's not just another gift, but today it's more about an identity.
Correct.
And with the fast digitization of the e-commerce world, things have really evolved. Back in those days, people used to just buy, blank, plain boxy fit t-shirts with just your name on that. But today, people are moving more towards streetwear and, better silhouettes for them to wear so that the brand totally looks very different. So I think back in those days, it was very traditional, old school. Today, people have gone more, fashion-friendly, quality-focused, and more towards minimalistic branding. So I think it's definitely changed in a big way.
So that means it's really connect to the alumni, whatever it is there. So suppose if I'm an alumni for any of the good B schools or from from IIT, so it really connect with the student and the alumni also.
I just like to add something here.
Yeah.
In fact, I did a small research last evening. So the number of universities, that have grown from, like you said, from that notepad and mug ages to today.
Yeah, correct.
We see more than 1,000 universities, and these are only growing. So, and plus the top business schools are all focused towards merchandising, at their campuses. So that is slowly changing. And owing to this number increasing, I think the market is only growing.
Yeah, certainly the market is going to grow because...
If you'd like, even I can add one point. So a very valid point. So not only have the number of universities grown, but competition among universities have grown.
Absolutely.
And now there is a big need to completely unify their alumni body. It affects rankings as well. They're trying to create soft power. Plus, opportunities for giftings have also increased from the notepad and pen era.
Yes.
There are competitions. They invite speakers. They do panel discussions. They have awards. So yes, all the more reason for the industry.
So I think it's more of emotional equity that the organizations or the institutions are trying to build among their students, because so that they take pride in what they're wearing. There is, from the Harvards and the Stanfords of the world, the minute somebody wears a Stanford, the pride that the kid or the student really owns, is a very different level compared to what happens in India. But today, I think things are changing, and emotional equity, which plays with the psyche of the student, is definitely playing a very, very vital role.
Yeah, it's a kind of reconnect, you can say that. Yeah, thank you. So my next question to Mr. Aman is that, how is the entry of foreign university into the Indian market influence the demand of competitive landscape for the university merchandise?
Well, I think another very, very important question, and the West has West always influences India. Anything that happens in the West, and Indians either want to copy or, up their game, or, really resonate with how the whole thing happens. So with a lot of international institutions coming to India, considering, the international institutions have a very strong narrative that they always set in terms of, upping the benchmark of the merchandise and, a lot of other things. So definitely Indian institutions and all of colleges and schools in India are definitely upping their game in terms of bringing standardization, in giving a better experience to their students in a lot of different ways. So definitely it adds a lot of value.
Anyhow, they have to maintain the standard also, whatever the protocol is there over there in their country, and they have to maintain it in our country.
Absolutely. So Indians generally have a mentality of doing jugaad, and is very, very cost sensitive. But with influence of West, people are compromising on the cost. Cost is secondary. Good quality product at a value for money price is what the students should be getting, I think.
I'll just share you one experience with the same thing. So we go to various education fairs and all that. So most of the school universities are there for the education fair. So what I've seen, the product what they offer to the student and what Indian university, the product they offer, there's a vast difference in that.
So if you'd like one very quick comment also on that. And so not only, obviously we learn from the West, but also their budgets are higher, their detail orientation is higher, and especially for American universities. Indian universities can learn so much about marketing from American universities, the way they do the signage, the way their branding is consistent. So what I've seen specifically in the last decade, the level of branding of Indian universities has leveled up. Inspired obviously from the international.
Absolutely. Also, just want to add a perspective. A lot of so now that a lot of universities are coming to India, the universities from the West, the gifting market, if you see in the West, is huge. So the largest of gifting companies are equivalent to be the 100 crores. So that level of gifting happens in US and Europe. So, and that's the reason that influence is there on the universities, and so the merchandising in universities also is very big over there, and that's the reason it's so organized. And that organized thing is now coming to India slowly. But one very important factor here, pricing. Pricing is
pricing
very, very
play an important role in that.
I think before we move to the next question, another very, very important aspect or the culture that the West or the international organizations actually bring to India is sustainability. In India, sustainability is just a word, but in the West, they really mean it. And I think that's where the culture of sustainability from the West is kind of coming to India, and Indians are finally taking sustainability serious, and they are keeping it at their P1 when they are designing a new product, or they're doing some marketing, marketing campaigns. So sustainability is something that's definitely that's evolved over some time now.
And it's important for our environment also, because that is the most important aspect of sustainability. Okay, so another set of questions for Mr. Kunal Shah. What impact do you believe their centrally located university merchandise store on campus would have in purchasing behavior among the student and staff? So suppose if I put a merchandise store in any of the university, how it will impact your sales among the student as well as the faculty and the staff over there in the university?
So in fact, I was coming to this. So it's corporate gifting and merchandising in universities is become more of a strategic move that I see. It basically aims at long-term positioning of the brand and creating that identity. So what happens is basically a lot of universities are moving towards this, and the behavior pattern of the students is changing rapidly. So basically they get on-campus store, so there is a great experience for the students over there.
Correct.
So there is a great experience center created at the campus, which allows students to experience, and availability is very easy over there. Customization is very, very important thing.
Very important.
So customization is something that students look forward to. Like Aman said, that they take a lot of pride in wearing their brand name. So an IIT student or an IIM student goes out, he takes a lot of pride, in wearing his brand name. That is also there. Then impulsive buying. So these are some changes in the buying patterns of the students. And impulsive buying is like for any youngster who goes out into the campus, likes something, it's impulsive. Impulsive buying, it's no brainer for them.
So that's basically a pride for them to buy any.
One more point I just wanted to add there on a very powerful idea that Kunal mentioned. It's also availability, which you briefly mentioned.
Correct.
I think they've kind of merged it, because ultimately for university gifting, speed of supply is very critical. Kal koi speaker aa raha hai, they need something instantly.
Yeah.
So what they typically, because so my school is Indian School of Business, and they have a kind of merchandise score on campus.
Yeah.
What they've done is that their offering is, it is almost like a showroom for your own gifting needs. So your offering is defined, say 20 SKUs. Those 20 SKUs are always displayed, guaranteed in stock. So consumers, which are the students, buy it and increase their pride, but also faculty, teachers, management know that backup, ye gifts to hai mere paas. So you have that. It's also like a showroom and
So like a
literally
souvenir
catalog.
shop over there.
Yes.
So because of this visual merchandising, it basically attracts students, and it changes the buying pattern.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the other side to this is that such kind of tuck shops, as we used to call
Yeah,
them,
tuck
right?
shop.
Tuck shops were
Yeah.
there in the hostel schools. The Doon school has it since the last 40, 50 years maybe,
Correct. Yeah.
right? And it is just that now other universities are catching up. Like Aman rightly said, cost is a massive factor. Having said that, impulsive buying is extremely high. We've participated in IIM events.
Correct.
We know on the day of the event, people just pick up 200, 300 t-shirts just like that, just because they want to be part of that event on that day.
Correct.
This is, we were part of IIT. There was a massive event which they have every year, the tech event, right? Over there, they just pick up the t-shirts on that day. So impulsiveness is a massive sell for them, and more importantly, affiliation.
Good. Absolutely. So my second question to Mr. Kunal is that how do you compete with the fast, cheap alternatives available on the platform like other e-commerce giants?
Oh, very, very. So this is something very interesting. In fact, there is a lot of difference that we can say between an online experience and an experience at the campus itself.
Correct.
Because here customization is very important. An online experience will never give you the option of customization, and here you get that personal experience of customization. People can actually plan a bundle, they can plan hampers for you. So there is a lot of change between that online and here. So this is one factor. Uniqueness is another factor.
Correct.
Online, you get the run-of-the-mill products, but coming from Fuso, we really do a lot of unique products. We do a lot of innovation. Okay. So that is one more important factor. So these are few factors, that can be
Because generally
considered.
buyer has a perspective, to whatever they are buying, so they should get it in a lesser and lesser price for that.
That is one more
Yeah.
factor, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
So, Amit, just to add on to what Kunal really said, is how do you differentiate, what value do we bring when when compared to your e-commerce giants?
E-commerce
So I think number one is customization. It's a no-brainer. The kind of customization that, the industry experts can get is definitely that's something that e-commerce cannot give. And second mostly is the personalization in terms of designing a merchandise for a particular institution, because that institution has its own color palette, its own logo. So, the people like the B2B guys who are creating merchandise are going to be taking care of that.
Yeah, because the university has their brand guidelines and you have to follow that guidelines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think these are two big game changers that, you will not be able to enable on the e-commerce or the online
platform.
space.
Yeah, truly said. Okay. Now, my question is to Mr. Kapil Bhatia. So, my first question is that how do you see the university merchandise industry heading in the next 5 years, especially in the Indian context?
So about 12 or 15 years back, there was a company called Alma Mater.
Okay.
That they were the first movers in this space. Today, I think there are about 8 or 10,000 universities in India, which includes management colleges, technical colleges, everything. Out of which only 2,000 are having university merchandise.
Correct.
So you can just imagine how big and huge this market is going to grow. Forget universities, even schools which are now having their A levels or IB, international schools, they have started creating their own merchandise.
Correct.
So the entire business is going to explode from a manufacturer's perspective on those who can customize products.
Correct.
A. B is who can, it'll have to be a dual engagement from the university side on whether they want to do this or no. I feel it's a no-brainer. They should be doing this because it increases recall value. Tomorrow, if I go out somewhere and I am wearing an NMIMS jacket and there's someone who's 10 years younger or 10 years older than me who's also wearing an NMIMS jacket,
Correct.
it is very easy to go and talk to them.
Yes.
It becomes a complete icebreaker for them. So having this university merchandise is going to be a dual engagement between the B2B suppliers
Correct.
who are engaged in customization and the university itself who is willing to experiment with their logos, with their merchandise and coming out with unique stuff, like you said,
Yeah.
to make this entire thing very successful.
So
But
it's
you know
like
something?
connecting with your, seniors as well as your juniors over there. Yeah.
Lekin, see, every coin has its own two sides.
Correct.
So as much as university merchandise is exciting and it's quite fantasizing कि ये सबके लिए uniforms मतलब customized बनना है, but on the other side if you see an enabler like one of us, if we set up a store in there, how feasible is it to really do that? Because there is no guarantee of a certain business that is going to come out of that place.
Yeah.
So you set up your overheads, you set up your office, you set up stocks for them,
Correct.
and eventually what happens? So as much as it is nice to have it, but is it practically possible to have it? I think that's another question that all of us would want to
it
also hear.
depends on the, how you customize the product, because that is the most important thing.
How we
आपने ऐसा topic
customize
छेड़ दिया अभी।
and trust me, how we customize and how the university is marketing that to the children.
Correct.
Because I'm telling you, a lot of universities have tuck shops and it's not available on their website.
Yeah.
I mean, the next big thing is like, I want to buy a t-shirt. Okay, where do I get this from? I'll have to go. I'm staying in Delhi and I have to go to a university in Kolkata. When I go physically over there, then I'll buy it. That is what is moving people away from it. Otherwise, if it exists, they will definitely buy it.
Yeah.
So don't you think it should be like a digital first approach rather than
Absolutely.
having physical stores in a lot of these places?
Mixture of both, because
So it should be, university should be creating an awareness that, there's a tuck shop inside the university campus and you should explore that tuck shop over there. So that is the most important aspect.
Also one more thing, a lot of people actually like touch and feel. So that is one important factor. Like, at least I could say about 62% of the people would love to go offline, touch, feel the product and
Correct.
then buy. So
I'll-
that is one more factor.
I'll
Small
just
factor.
take a minute more. I'll give you a small example of what happened,
Yeah.
right? One of the media agencies who's handling our work, okay, that media agency's husband studied out of an MBA college in Delhi.
Okay.
Suddenly on that group, some junior or senior wrote, do you have someone who does uniforms on a large scale in Mumbai? This is a Delhi-based university. That gentleman wrote, I know Kapil Bhatia, right? He put it over there. Now we're doing about 8,000 shirts every year with them. So this is the power of the trust that university can establish between and across batches. It is just not कि हाँ मेरे batch का है तो मुझे भरोसा है. It's like across batches I'll trust on what you do.
Correct. So my second question is that how are you incorporating technology such as QR codes, AI, realty into your merchandise experience? Because that's the most important thing, because a university like us or any other university, they need to really connect with that.
So my 2 cents on this would be university should ideally outsource this to
Okay.
the people who are manufacturing the merchandise, because the merchandise, the people who are manufacturing the merchandise, they are interested in selling their product. The university is interested in marketing their name.
Correct.
All right, that's one. they will create all the AI models possible. अगर हमको प्रोडक्ट बेचना है हम सब कुछ बना देंगे.
Correct.
लेकिन यूनिवर्सिटी वो नहीं करेगी. यूनिवर्सिटी करेगी यार हमें तो पेपर्स क्या रिलीज करने हैं हमारे एजुकेशन के हिसाब से हम वो करेंगे. That is our job. This is not.
Yeah, there are certain, there are certain limitations over there for the university also.
Absolutely. So QR code is a very simple thing, but I'm saying digital first, as in the moment someone knows that this university has got merchandise available online,
Correct.
I'm sure the scale of that business will grow very rapidly.
So another important thing that is new now in the industry is rewards and loyalty programs.
Yeah.
So that is something which is online also, and it has the client-first approach also. So what happens here is, in fact, recently I met one person, and very, very interesting thing came out. So this person basically creates, he's the backend for loyalty programs for a lot of banks and airlines.
Correct.
Okay. Now he told me that I need merchandise for my portal. Okay. Now what happens is there is a bank who actually buys from them, and the bank actually markets themselves to the universities, universities and colleges, where what happens is the banks goes to these universities, the IMs and IITs. They tell the students, "Ki boss, you come and make say SB account with me. You buy this card from me. You take this card from me."
Correct.
And they exclusively give them these loyalty programs so that they can go and buy on their website. This is something very interesting that I just got to know recently, and I was very surprised.
I
the way
think the
things are going.
universities should learn from this, and
Yes.
yeah, I mean they're taking away their margins, honestly.
Correct.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So my next question to Mr. Yashovardhan, how do you see AI, artificial intelligence, or data analytics in shaping the merchandise decision going forward?
So one aspect is that AI has taken over every aspect of our supply
Yes.
chain and our lives, as it should. And we have to harness the power of it. So you can almost break the advantages of AI into three parts.
Correct.
First part is that AI will be so omnipresent that the emotional connection that a physical gift will provide will become more critical in the future.
Correct.
So universities will look at opportunities to give physical giftings, and this is what we're seeing with all the companies as well.
Correct.
With a very distributed workforce, with a very distributed distributor network, they're resorting to physical touch points and physical ways of connecting. So one is the importance of products will increase because of AI. Now, but very specifically to your question, you can leverage AI in two aspects. One aspect is to really, now you can mass customize and mass target. So for example, as you were mentioning in your first example that earlier you should just give a diary and a pen. Now
Correct.
you could really, using the power of AI, literally track what are the products that you've given in the past, what has worked. You can analyze all university gifting products across the world, what works, what is in most demand. You can have a periodicity cycle that this is what I want to give, this is what I not want to give. Additionally, you can mass customize as well. Now you have very cool techniques, like we, in our bag company, we pretty much like how Tumi personalizes initials. So we have that technology in-house. So we can very quickly personalize at a very high quality individual initials. And now one could use the power of AI to do it at even higher scale. To create just the documentation. Another way that they could really use is to create a lot of mock-ups fast. Much more variety. So yes, it can help in choices. It can also help in execution, such as the product, and it will also increase the demand for physical products per se.
So that, if I just sum up, so the thing is that key design, okay, you'll get a better aspect of design, so that is most important. Product can't be replaced by AI, so that is most important thing.
Product can be quickened
Yeah.
by using the power of AI, quickened, mass customized, mass personalized.
Correct.
Like for example, Aman's point of really getting the Pantone chain rights as per university. So all of those aspects are easier to do. You can just using AI, you can say, yaar, sab kuch kar do Harvard ka crimson color mein.
Just
You know,
get a logo
so
and
you know, so it's
everything.
really easy. So you can, in very short turnarounds, you can define the entire tech packs. Then you just need to print it.
In fact, a lot of brands are doing this print on demand in every store nowadays. Like you see in your Nikes and the
But आप
Adidas.
tech pack 5 मिनट में बना लिए, so that becomes really fast.
Correct.
So it is like, suppose you have an event tomorrow, you decide today, in 5 minutes you make your tech pack, a nice corporate gifting company such as one of ours executes it in 3 hours, and you're ready for the event.
Well, I think
Great.
I don't really. I have a difference in when you talk about AI adding real value to customization. I don't think AI is still there because I have personally tried. Say IBM का logo ले लिया या फिर IIM का logo ले लिया. I said put a logo on the T-shirt. It is not accurate. You still need your Canva or your Corel or your Photoshop to physically a graphic designer to actually still do that. So when you really ask me, is AI been able to do this in accuracy? I think no. AI is quite very far in terms of getting accuracy right.
No, but Aman, AI is improving so fast. So AI from 3 months ago to right now, it is at a different level. This is the first point. Second is that AI is an assistant boss. No assistant is the best assistant in the world. At least एक काम तो कर दिया 5 मिनट में. Now we can further refine it. The decision-making process from hours has been brought down to minutes. Yes, the human eye is still needed, the human intervention is still needed, but the process is getting quickened.
I agree to that. I think 1 घंटे का काम आपका 30 minutes हो
Yes.
गया है, but you still need a man to man that particular task.
Definitely manual होता ही है, but जो ये थोड़ा speed is one important factor over here.
So what Aman has said about the logo and all that, yeah, it will happen because see, if you see down the lines 20 years back, if you see, even I'll give you my example only, the NMIMS logo was something different, then we customized it after 5 years, then again after 10 years. So there will be a change in the difference and that AI couldn't pick up. So that's the thing. Okay, now my second question to Mr. Yashovardhan is that how do you compete with the fast, cheap alternative available from platforms like big giant e-commerce?
This is, I think this
It's
was
a similar
partially
question kind of,
answered.
yeah.
Aman, Kunal gave fantastic answers to this, but I feel this is the easiest because this is where because university merchandise needs so they need to connect on an emotion level. They need to connect on a completely, I would say, clear, consistent branding level, right? Customization level, personalization level, plus even detailed packaging, which is something that the big e-commerce companies cannot do. In fact, I must say that there have been some things that they've been trying. For example, Amazon has launched, I believe, a customization feature that you can add initials.
So that is
but
one of
it's
the
still,
segment
but
of
it's still
them.
very glitchy. I've tried ordering from that. I've tried selling from that also. So I would say that they are at least a decade behind in genuine corporate gifting companies who are so capable. I know of certain companies who will execute in 4-5 घंटे में, they will execute and deliver it beautifully packed. So I feel Indian corporate gifting companies, and there are so many here, are very, very capable. And so they are executing in detailing, in the correct Pantone shade, in correct personalization and exceptional packaging. So I think at least university merchandise has nothing to fear from big e-commerce right now.
In fact, it becomes very difficult for the large giants to, sort of do this kind of job. Like you said, our corporate gifting companies are very, very efficient in doing this because they work at personal level and,
In fact, they may take advantage, corporate gifting companies may take advantage of Amazon and other e-commerce companies or Blinkit, because suppose someone needs a Fuso speaker, right? And I know कि Bangalore से आने में 2 घंटा लगेगा. I'll order 100 from Blinkit and उसमें laser नाम करके दे दिया. So so
That is a shortcut.
there are solutions for everything.
correct.
So but I feel that university merchandise right now still can be ruled by corporate gifting companies.
No, I think university merchandise first can be ruled only by the universities and nobody alone. नहीं तो I'll tell you, there's an example in place. Everybody has seen Sholay. The Sholay merchandise is available because Sholay did not register that IP, or rather Sholay did not protect their IP. आज Sholay का merchandise कोई भी बना सकता है. जब तक, and I have met the person who has the rights to the movie. Now he's trying to, protect that rights. अगर यूनिवर्सिटी वो नहीं कर रही है आज, अगर मान लीजिए NMIMS कुछ साल पहले तक नहीं कर रही थी, NMIMS की कोई भी टी-शर्ट बना लेता था और बोलता था हमारे लिए 100 बना दो, हमारा बैच है, हम बना देंगे. That is where the university has to step in, because that is the potential affiliation and emotional support that they can generate for their alumni. So university
Yeah,
can
I
play a
agree with that.
massive role over there. उसके बाद तो सारे हम बैठे ही हैं. तो आपको 3 घंटे में चाहिए, 2 घंटे में चाहिए, वो कल आपको कल की चीज़ आज चाहिए थी, वो दे
कल
देंगे.
चाहिए.
वो
Good. So this was the last question. So if I have to just sum up about the university merchandise, so I'd say there is a lot of potential market are there in India only, because if you see the the 2-tier cities, okay, where the universities are there, still that market is not penetrated. I think that is one of the most important aspect of the gifting industry. They should penetrate in the market where it is not much more there. The second thing is that in India we have to, what we have to do, we have to align more and more product, so that the university should have a bouquet of just like a product, so where they can choose from the industry. Because a lot of time it happens that it depends upon, I'll just give an example of my university itself only. We just have a 4 to 5 categories of corporate gifting and all that, but sometimes it happens that the speaker doesn't, they take it because it's a formal ritual, you have to accept that, but again they don't like that product. So my only thing is that you have to get more and more products, so that university can have more product with them, and that should be used as a gifting purpose. So that's my take from all this conversation and all that. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, all the panelists here who have contributed towards this panel discussion and enlightening us on the emerging gifting category of university merchandise. I would now request Ms. Priyanka Pawar, Group Exhibition Head, Textile and Consumer Shows, and member of Extended Board of Management, Messe Frankfurt, India, to felicitate our panel members. Mr. Aman Jain. Mr. Kunal Shah. Mr. Kapil Bhatia. Mr. Yashovardhan Gupta. And our moderator, Mr. Amit Modak. I now request everyone to kindly come forward for a group picture.